Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This video, I just started watching it and I was like, hold on, this is the kind of video I want us to look at together. It's just so heartbreaking where the world is going right now. Even the young people that are just barely 18, 19, they're already sleeping around. Ha! Let me allow you guys to even listen to the guy.
I was talking to this girl yesterday, and she asked me, "How many exes do you have?" And I said, "I only have one." She said, "Yeah, but how many bodies do you have?" And don't lie to me. I didn't. I told her my body count, and she said, "I feel like four or anything below that at 18 and 19 is acceptable." And I've made some mistakes in the past, right? And I didn't ask her because I knew it was gonna hurt me. Like, because if I'm talking to a woman, I don't even want to know what's in your past matters a little, right? But if we hung out already once, I kind of know you're a homebody, right? So I know the number is not too high to where I'm like, just regarding it out the door. So we continued talking. She mentioned she only had one ex. I said, "Well, could you tell me about him?" Before you tell me about him, though, I said, be careful what you share, because there is a thin line between me and you being friends, my feelings going out the window, and me getting the ick. Right? Is that a wrong thing to say? So she said it's complicated, if I'm being honest. I said, no, please tell me, because there I can kind of tell if you're lying about something. Because let me tell you something. A lot of guys, women and men, do this where they'll lie. The guy could have been perfect and she's just gonna lie. Why would I want to date somebody else's problems, right? So I'm not saying that I can 100% know she can get away with it, well, if she's a good liar, right? Not that I'm saying that she is, but I'm just trying to hear her story, right? If nothing adds up, because I'm an overthinker. So I say, be careful what you share. She starts telling me about him. So they stopped talking because um, she went back and forth in between three things. That she was like responding to guys' DMs. Then she said, no, wait, actually, it wasn't that. Okay, so you're messing up why you break up. Then you said he was liking messages, and then you said that she said that he didn't like he went through her phone because he was a little toxic and didn't like that she wasn't blocking them. So that's three different things that she switched up on. Excuse me, that she switched up on while we were talking about it. You see, kind of noticed a little pattern right there. Okay, and excuse me, si no me veo de lo mejor, if I don't look the best, I was popping some fucking blackheads in my face. Anyways, so we end up and I say, okay, so then they broke up. She said, do you know when you get the feeling that you don't want to get back with anybody anymore? Like you get the ick, you're like, no, you find something out, or you're like, I don't want to get to know you anymore. But we were still talking on and on because we went to the same school and we were texting on and on because I wasn't talking to nobody. And he thought that I was waiting for him, but I wasn't because he was waiting because I knew he was dating somebody else. And she said, remember when I told you that it was my birthday? Because I remember when we first started talking, she had texted me, hey, today's my birthday. Or like, tomorrow's my birthday. It was the second day of us talking. I set an alarm for 12 p.m. to be the first one to tell her happy birthday. Okay, call me cringe, call me whatever you want. No me importa, I did it. And then
But that's not cringe. Is that cringe? I'm beginning to notice a pattern too that men that show affection, men that are intentional, care about a woman, that the ones that people tell them, oh, you're a sim, oh, it's cringe. Everybody wants to play the hard game. Why? Why do people enjoy playing the game?
she said, well, I lied to you. My birthday is actually on September 27th or something,
Uh-uh.
right? And I'm like, well, hey, I'm going to pause you right there. You lied to me about this small thing when you didn't even know me. Now I can kind of question anything you have told me before because, like, you just lied to me about this. Not to mention, before we even started talking, okay, when we started talking that phone call, she said, wait, when we're talking about the whole body thing, I said, I'm going to be honest with you. I like to wait 3 to 6 months before I sleep with somebody. She said, I ain't gonna lie, that's too long. What do you mean it's too long? I said 3 to 6 months, or like when the moment, like, say that. If the moment, yeah, but not on the moment's not gonna come on the third damn day. You know what I'm saying? But like, I feel like it's reasonable 3 to 6 months because I know both parties can make it about just that. So I want to just make sure we're invested into something good, right? Um, and she's like, that's too long. Because I know when I date somebody, she said, I choose the right person. I said, you know what? I can agree with that. When I date somebody, she said it's rare, so I know it's going to be a good person to date. And, whatever. And I was like, sure, I guess. But that wasn't the worst. So then She says that they were talking on and off. And then she said that one day he hit her up for her birthday. And she said what happened had to happen. I said, "What the fuck you mean what happened had to happen?" She says like, "Yeah, you know." I'm like, I'm a grown man. I already know what probably happened, but why do we have to say what happened happened? Did I fucking ask what happened happened? Am I tripping? I say, wait, what do you mean? And I say, wait, don't tell me. She said, no, nothing like that. And I'm like, okay, so they didn't do that, right? And then she said, nah, like, and I said, wait, tell me what y'all did. She was like we fucked. The fuck? So you telling me y'all didn't talk for 2 months? Y'all broke up, or kind of on and off, and then he gave you birthday sex? Like y'all just slept together, and you're gonna tell me that? And I'm like it's obvious y'all did, but why the fuck you gotta throw out there lo que pasó pasó? Like what happened had. She said what happened had to happen. What happened had to happen. What happened had to happen. Blocked from my phone. So I stopped it right there and I said, you know, that hurt me a little. Cause I told you like don't overshare. How would you feel if I came over here and shared overshared about you? Wouldn't that give you the ick? Yes, it would. Right? So I said, listen, I stopped it right there and I said, mira, whatever you want with me can no longer happen. I don't feel nothing for you anymore. That's how fast my fucking feelings go out the window, right? And I said, don't talk to me, don't call my number, don't.
I will give it to him. He at least he has boundaries and he knows how to respect his own boundaries. Some people can set boundaries, but when in action, they don't know how to, enforce it. But these children of these days, they're going through a lot. Like they're doing a lot, experimenting with each other. My head is full already.
Don't talk to me. She said you're overreacting. I said no, because why would you talk to a guy and then say what happened had to happen? Look, que pasó pasó. We already know it happened. We're grown. We already know that happened. You don't have you could have just left that part out and be like, last time I seen him was for my birthday. When I like, yeah, Lynn, you went and asked about him. Yeah, but damn, how would you feel if I was talking? Oh yeah, and this was the last time that I fucked my ex. Would you feel happy about that? So I'm like, you know what? Stop talking to me. I text her. I'm like, this is dead ass. Like, I'm gonna be honest. This she was complaining she couldn't find a good guy, whatever. I said, this is probably the reason why you can't find a good guy. It is a thin line between oversharing and getting dick. Am I crazy for that? No, I don't think so. So she calls me again. I said, don't call my number. I'm gonna block you on this. I'm gonna block you on TikTok. Don't look at my reposts. Don't look at my videos. Don't look at nothing. And she's like, nah, let me explain. There's nothing to explain. And she kept saying it. What happened had to happen.
I guess that's the part that's infuriating him the most. Hey, this video has 1.4 million likes and 5,175 comments. 5,000 comments. Is this guy a celebrity or something? So the Spanish call me off guard. I thought I was mishearing him. Is that English? English people, is it right? See, you run a strict program. Hell yeah. Like I like it for him actually. I like the fact that he's strict. Most emotionally intelligent man I've seen all year. See, for this guy to get this 5,000, over 5,000 comments, best believe a lot of women are already in his comments, both older and young. If they can be sending over 300 letters a day to a felon in the prison, my gender, car, you guys, I fear you people. What happened had to happen. So most rational, sane man I've heard all month. Women are impressed, and if women are impressed with you, mind you, should ask you first about your past. So you the more she kept talking, you the more she I lied my birthday. Actually, I lied about my birthday. But I want to ask, why is it that some girls like to lie about their birthdays? Like, why? Like, unprovoked, someone to just be lying about their birthdays. Why? I don't think I will ever understand that. This one, you see, I pray my son has this much respect for himself. Yeah, he definitely has respect for himself, and I like that for him actually. He has lots of respect, and this is what happens when you have respect for yourself. When you've been able to discover yourself, you know what you want, so it's easy for you to know what you don't want and discard it. This is what happens. I wish everybody will have this. Well, of course, we are in the words. It's not gonna happen. Yeah, yeah, it's not going to happen. See you in the next video, guys.